Well, guys, welcome back to Am I the Asshole? The show you know, with your host, your bro, A-P. That's me. You already know how this goes, man. We read these stories and we give our opinion on if they're the asshole or not. So without further ado, let's get into the readings. Got my mug of coffee. Oh, buddy. That's hitting right. Am I the asshole because I thought we were family and not people with inconveniences? It's Hurricane Lee. Our governor, news media, etc. has been warning our state for the past week. I am taking care of my special needs grandson who is nonverbal. During the transition of having my grandson live with me, I had to install the internet, as he needs his tablet. My grandson's parents are out of the picture and he's going through a difficult transition. Whenever I have lost power, my daughter-in-law has always told me that I have an open invitation to their house, plus they have a generator. Come over, even if I had power, come over anytime. I'm welcomed anytime. Sounds like a good daughter-in-law. Remember, I have no power, no internet connection, and no Wi-Fi phone. I packed an overnight bag for my autistic grandson along with food that he likes to eat. I don't know how long we will be without power. I show up, my daughter-in-law is quiet. She tells me that my 40-year-old son had to take their two younger sons out so she can have alone time. I apologize that we messed up her time. I asked her if she had everything running on the generator and she said no. After her movie, she does a few things and hides in her bedroom. This is the first time that she met her nephew, no interest on her part to even get to know him. My son called me while I was at their house and said today was my daughter-in-law's alone time and said I shouldn't show up without calling. I told him I had no power, no Wi-Fi, no phone. He hung up on me after I told him I thought I had an open invitation. He tells me by text that McDonald's has Wi-Fi and by the time he comes home, he is shutting off his power to his house, so no Wi-Fi for his nephew. He has his two other sons sneak upstairs and not talk to me while we were sitting in the dark. What is going on, dude? This is so weird. I use the flashlight on my phone to go upstairs and say goodnight to my grandsons. As I get upstairs, my daughter-in-law tells the boys to be quiet. I told my grandsons goodnight and gave them each a hug and kiss. I'm told that I'm just riling my grandsons up. It's 7:30 p.m. Yuck, bro. What is up with these stories today? Yuck. They kicked us out in the rain with no lights on in the house to see. We were only there for an hour and a half and my lights came back on by that time at my address. Yuck. Ooh, bro. I got some stuff to say, but we gonna finish reading this. Normally when we lose power, it's for days. I had texted a friend and asked if she could drive by my residence because my son has lied to me in the past. She and her husband offered us to come over in the middle of the night if we lost power again. Am I the asshole in thinking that my son and daughter-in-law wouldn't mind for showing up in bad weather when we had no power? So, your daughter-in-law had her husband take the kids and leave because she needed alone time. Selfish. Like, bro, you're a parent. When you have children, you kind of leave that behind. And if you need alone time, how about you leave? What sense does that make to just kick them out? And then your mother-in-law comes over with her special needs son or grandson rather. And you kick them out because she riled your kids up by saying goodnight to them at 7:30 p.m. How are you gonna kick your husband's mom and her special needs son out the house because you need your alone time? Like, get over yourself. You are not that important, sis. The world does not revolve around you. They don't have power at the house. What is wrong with you? I mean, this is just ridiculous, bro. Like, I almost have no words. Like, she says after her movie, she does a few things and hides in her bedroom. Like, how about you go hide in your damn bedroom then? I bet they'd appreciate if you left them alone too. You want to be weird like that? How about you go in your room and we won't bother you as long as you don't bother us because you're being real weird. Matter of fact, I'm having a conversation with your husband on the side like, yo, I got this friend I could hook you up with. She's not the one. Some people are just so disgustingly self-centered. It makes my stomach hurt, bro. Matter of fact, think about that for a second while I take another sip of this coffee. Ooh la la. The husband is like kind of being just as weird, talking about McDonald's has Wi-Fi. I'm gonna take my special needs grandson to McDonald's when my son has a whole ass house with a generator? I don't know who's more despicable, the first person or the person that they're talking about in this story, bro. Because, I mean, this is... what the heck, bro? You absolutely are not the asshole. Shorty that's kicked you out. Ain't enough words in the English language to describe her. Am I the asshole for not helping my stepdaughter with her child? So I've been married to my husband for 3 years. I have a 22-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, but she moved out and my husband has a daughter too who's 19 years old. Let's call her Juliet. And she also has a child. She got pregnant when she was 17 and her child is now 2 years old. She used to live with her mother in a different state when she was in high school, but now moved it to our state for university. Now this is a problem because her mother won't move out with her, and Juliet will have to attend university now, and this child cannot be left alone while she is attending to her stuff and also studying. My husband said he'll rent her a place on his part, but during mornings and afternoons, I babysit the child, and when Juliet finishes her classes, she'll pass by and take the kid. I said, no, I am not in the mental state to handle a child. Okay, seems like he's being honest, but let's see what his reasoning is. I work, but from home mostly, as I own a business that I organize, and I might go 2 days a week or something, so my life could be described as the peaceful life, as I am my own boss, and despite having commitments, I am mostly in control, but I didn't achieve that for free. I worked my ass off in the past just to achieve this life. Having to take care of a child will disturb all of that, and I know better how draining children are. As much as I love my daughter, I went through hell and back then. Punctuation. For the love of everything holy, please. I'm stumbling through this story. No, I do not regret having my daughter. Back then, I was young and I wanted to have her, but I am not going to overlook the disastrous aspects of being around children, and I really don't want to relive that again because my stepdaughter Juliet decided to go have unprotected sex, yet wants to live her life while I get to hand her... Golly! I really don't want to relive that again because my stepdaughter Juliet decided to have unprotected sex, yet wants to live her life while I get to handle her problems so she would shine. Whoever wrote this, you're sounding like a tool. My husband goes to work, so he can't handle the child and asked me to do it because I don't go outside all the time. But I told him, no, not my problem. This won't be good for me or the child. He proceeded to call me selfish and told me, what if it was your daughter? I simply told him that asking me this puts him in a bad light because yes, I will handle my daughter's problems because I am her parent. He is Juliet's parent, yet he is deflecting the responsibility on me. Her mother too is getting herself out of the picture. I never throw my daughter's problems on him. I also told him he could get her a nanny or put the kid in one of those nurseries, but he refused, saying that's too much money when he's already paying her rent and tuition. Yesterday, I straight told him that he and her mother should try to solve this situation and leave me out of the equation because I am not gonna help, and that Juliet is not an orphan. She has both her parents living. Them three should solve this without trying to drop the whole thing on me, and they live their lives to the fullest. Am I the asshole? Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are the asshole. This whole entire story, I just got the most self-centered vibes that I think I've ever gotten on Am I the Asshole? You're talking about, I'm not in the mental state to handle a child. So right there, I was thinking, okay, maybe you have something going on. Maybe you're dealing with something mentally and you just don't think that you can really even take care of a child because maybe you're struggling to take care of yourself. That, to me, would be reasonable. But then we look down and he says, I work from home. I have what people would describe as the peaceful life. I'm my own boss and I'm in control of my life, yada, yada, yada. And then you say, having to take care of a child will disturb all of that. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee and let that one simmer. Y'all think about that for a second. Delicious. You're on bull, bro. You married your husband and that is, your life partners now. Okay, your life partners. So that means that your problems kind of become his problems a little bit, but guess what? That goes both ways. His problems become your problems a little bit, and that means that you compromise and help out. You don't just go, that would disturb my peaceful life where I'm sitting here sipping coffee every morning, smoking cigars. Just take a look at yourself. Like, this is just, it really is just kind of makes me like, make that face. Like, how you gonna marry him? But he's like, yo, my daughter, she had a kid. She made a mistake that sometimes young kids make. She is a kid. So she's 19 now, right? That's a kid. Your brain is not fully grown at all. You make dumb decisions. How about we hold you accountable for some shit you did when you were 19? Let's pull up your track record. See if you did anything dumb. Like, bro, Ooh, I hate when people just, I mean, yes, you need to hold kids accountable, like older kids that are 18, 19, that are still kids, but people just act like they forget what it was like to be a kid. They act like they've had it all figured out the whole time, and this 19-year-old making a dumb decision, they're acting like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. You did. You did. You did. You know you were... Never mind, I'm not even gonna go there. It's just super selfish is what's coming from this. He's paying the rent and tuition. He's paying for all of that, and you're trying to act like he's not taking care of his kid. He has work. You're the one with the open schedule living the peaceful life, buddy. You said that in here. Nobody made you type that. You typed that. So that's, you already made yourself look like an asshole. This is just overall ridiculous. Like, if you didn't want to help, if you don't want to help your partner, then maybe y'all shouldn't be partners. You ever think about that one, bucko? I think it's absolutely ridiculous to behave this way. I think you are absolutely 100% the asshole. I don't know if I've ever read this in all 8, this is the 8th episode. In all of this, I don't think I've ever, like, felt angry at the person writing it like I do right now. Like, this is just ridiculous. But maybe I'm wrong in some way. If I am, let me know in the comments, y'all, or, you know, if you think I'm wrong. This is just my opinion, but it just happens to be an opinion I feel pretty strongly about. So yes, you're the asshole, bro. Do some self-reflection and maybe be a better partner. Am I the asshole for telling my stepsister that I don't give a about her and her baby? Damn, hold on. This one sounds real. My 16-year-old stepsister, Jenna, has a 3-month-old son. My mom watches him all day while she's at school, but Jenna has to stay home pretty much all the time when she's not at school because my mom won't watch him more than she has to. I've had to take care of him a lot. I am taking very rigorous classes and am involved in a lot of extracurriculars, so I have very little free time. Most days I don't get home until 6, and then Jenna asks me to watch him for a bit before dinner, so I usually don't get to start doing my homework until after dinner at like 8. I don't think I've gotten more than 5 hours of sleep on a school night in weeks. When I do have time to sleep, I get woken up every few hours by a crying baby. I'm on track to be valedictorian and my grades are suffering because of Jenna's kid. My dad never found the milk, so there's nowhere else I can go. I'm stuck here. I decided I'm done watching our baby, so now I just go to the library or a friend's house after school and don't come home until 9. On weekends, I leave the house as early as possible and come home at night. Jenna said that she needs me to stay at home a little more because she can't watch a baby without any help all day. I told her that she chose to have that kid and he's her responsibility. She said that her mental health is suffering because she can't go out much since I stopped watching him and I need to help her because we're sisters. I said that I don't give a about her and her baby, and if she doesn't want to watch him, then she can get a job to pay for a babysitter. She's mad at me now, and she told my mom. Mom said she can't make me do anything, but she's disappointed that I'm so selfish, and she can't believe she raised an uncaring brat like me. Am I the asshole? Edit. The baby's dad's parents pay child support, but they don't want to be in his life. The dad goes to another school, so they pretty much have zero contact. We live in California, so abortion is easy to access, but Jenna chose not to abort even though her parents encouraged her to. Her mom lives 3 hours away and her dad doesn't watch the kid because that's women's work. Wow. Wow, Pops. Edit 2, it was wrong of me to say I don't give a F about the kid. I do care for him, I just don't want to spend my free time watching him. All right, for that part right there, saying you don't give a F, that was kind of wild. But you were probably just, it's probably just because you had homework to do, you felt like you were suffocating, you just popped, kind of. You just got to the boiling point and popped. So I feel like there should be room to forgive for that part. As far as the abortion thing, I don't really think you should be upset with somebody because they didn't want to get an abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy to me. Like, an abortion is very serious. And it's like, even if the situation she's in is rough, an abortion is going to stick with you forever. Like, you're never going to forget that. And it's going to be a part of you forever. So I don't think, you should hold that against her. I think it's kind of strange to hold that against her because you just got to think about it from her perspective. Like, you got to think about what an abortion is and how much of a mental toll that can take on somebody. So I think you should chill the hell out on that. At the end of the day, it is the mom's responsibility. It is your stepsister's responsibility. And I mean, if you just don't really feel that relationship with her and you don't, you just kind of want to focus on your life. You're in college. It's not your responsibility to look after that kid. If y'all were close, I'd say maybe you should try, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should make an effort, but if you don't really feel that with her, then I mean, you're the only one that really knows how you feel, and you're the only one that really knows your reasoning. So it's like, even if other people think you're selfish, which I'll admit it does seem a little selfish, but like, you have your plate full. So it's like, I don't know, like, how much time can you really give up? If your grades are already slipping, like, it's not worth your education. Like, if you're already doing good, you're about to be valedictorian. It might not be worth sacrificing that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe your mom should step in a little bit and help, because she knows that you are in school, you're trying to do well, you're trying to excel. Maybe she should help watch the kid a little more, pick up your slack so that you can succeed. I feel like that's what a parent would want to do, that, you know, you'd want to give your child the best chance of success. And I feel like she'd want her, 16-year-old daughter who has a child to still be able to be a kid a little bit, which I understand, like, it's a big mistake to have a kid that early. It's going to alter your life. But once again, even more so, 16 is a child. So I feel like maybe the mom should try and let her be a child when she can, you know what I mean? Let her go out with her friends, let her do some normal stuff, because her life will never be normal, or she'll never have a normal kid life because she has a child now. But like, I feel like maybe the mom could put some effort in to help her at least have little glimpses of what, you know what I'm saying, just to keep her sane. Because if you're just at home all the time, within the same confined space, within the same house, doing the same stuff every day, you're gonna lose it. Like, your mental health is going to suffer. And that's what she said. She said her mental health is suffering, which I admit isn't you, the stepsister's problem. But I feel like maybe the mom should step up and take a bigger role in letting you succeed in your school, and letting her have a little bit, of somewhat of a regular life every once in a while, just to keep her sane. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. I don't really feel like you're the asshole. You shouldn't have snapped on her like that and said you didn't care, because that's something that, even if you're like, I'm sorry, I do care, even if you take that back, you can't really ever take that back. That's gonna stick with her forever. It's something that we all do and all have to try and work past, and have to try to heal that relationship with whoever we might have snapped on. Yeah, that's just this 20-year-old YouTuber's opinion. So no, you are not the asshole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's number 3. So I hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I hope you have a great next expanse of hours. I'm gonna go probably pour myself another mug of that. Whoo! Matter of fact, I'm gonna finish this one real quick. I hope you have a good day. Make sure you take care of yourself today, and most importantly, make sure you wash your butt, or you're gonna smell rancid. Peace out, y'all.